Crypto Nation and mining family, what's going on? What's going on? I see we got Jason the Tiger Osborne coming in hot and heavy with those FOs. We got Alex, 20 minutes, woo, till the news banking community is on fire. We freaking know it. That's going to be some of the majority of the topics of today, guys. Of course, you know, the world economics is melting down and it's kind of global here. We'll dig into some of that. So what is going on? Tech Man coming in for shizzle my nizzles. 100% my dude, 100%. What is going on, everybody? Don't forget to smash that Lizzy like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. So today we're talking about the state of economics, the good, the bad, the ugly with money. Yo, what up, the Deadwood FA? Because you guys are rated F for freaking awesome. Yo, mining izzles, yeah, for shizzle. So, kind of little mining update real quick before we get into the economic side of this, guys. If there's something to be mining and it's going to be beneficial to you guys, I want to make sure that it gets out to you in a promptly manner. So this morning, guys, boom, SRB Miner Multi 2.2.2 version is currently out. Whenever I had last checked, Simple Miner had not updated this yet. They'll probably have it here probably by tomorrow. They'll have this all set up with the new SRB Miner Multi version 2.2.2. So if you were mining on Windows or on Hive, or on Linux, you're gonna want to Google SRB Miner. And grab the new version. Now, this is already formatted to be able to grab it. And all you have to do, if you're already using SRB Miner Multi, all you have to do is grab, and you scroll down here, you come into here, you scroll down, custom miner for Hive OS. This top line here, copy, paste this in your where the other URL for your flight for the miner is on your flight sheet, and reboot, and it should be good to go. You shouldn't have to do anything else. I didn't. They gave me a little bit of a stumble getting going at first with, of course, the Malib connection. If you were mining Dynex, guys, this is for Dynex mining. So what it did for me is it started I started getting the full hash rate pool size, basically what it gave me. If you guys remember, whenever the 2.2.1 came out, I was like, as long as this is stable, I do not care if this gives me more hash rate. I was tired of my rigs consistently shutting down on me using the Dynex Sol native miner. Would consistently disconnect on me for whatever freaking reason, and it was really annoying. You can ask my business partner because he was getting all the notifications through this. So with this now it's stable, and it took it a little bit to get stable, guys. So there is that, like, it slowly connects in properly. So it still has a little bit of an issue, but GPUs work better, but hash rate was lower than expected than previous versions. GPU errors and won't start working. GPU crashes. They were trying to fix on this one. So I mean, it was just like little minor bugs. So they were sitting there showing the full hash rate pull side. So you are now truly getting a doubling of hash rate according to Poolside now. Poolside did see the kick up in hash rate to go along with. Now, it's not perfect. It still looks like it's a little light for what the miner shows and for what my pool shows. So I think there's still a little bit of tweaking they can do. They'll probably have another variation come up here soon. They are making enough money off of this, guys, that they are highly motivated to get this going. So they're making, I think, 3% mining fee off of this. So 3% off of everybody that's mining. You want everybody to be making as much as humanly possible. So it is in their best interest to make sure that. So if you're mining on Windows side, you can just download the new zip file, copy your bat file on Windows, copy that. You can just copy and paste that into the new one, launch it off the new one, good to go. Everything will be nice. You don't have to do anything really too out of the ordinary for the mining for Windows side. Again, I'm waiting for Simple Miner to have the update for the SRB Miner Multi 2.2.2. So what's going on, Crypto Craig? Are you trading it into Bitcoin or selling it? I am trading it right into Litecoin, and then I kind of move it into Bitcoin before I sell it for facility needs. So I mean, at some point it gets sold, but I try to hold on to it as long as I possibly can. But mining happens. So we'll be getting all that good stuff. What up, Sarth? What's going on? Glad to see you're back. Yo. And with all of this, it looked like my let me double check here. I want to double check one thing in real time while I have it on the top of my mind. Go check out Simple Mining and see if they have the update for this yet. And no, as of right now, checking this for you guys live. If you guys are using Simple Miner, they do not hit. They're still on 2.2.1. So that one's going to show poolside ENIAC. It's not showing that doubling of the hash rate. It's still showing the same hash rate. The pool side, the miner shows more than what the pool shows. The pool shows what it was getting on Dynex Soul Miner. So I mean, it's kind of weird how this works out. I don't know what's different with SRB Miner, if they're just doing it better. And you would think that a miner that's specific for the chain would do it better, but obviously not this time. But not yet on Simple Miner. Hive OS, it's already configured right here. So again, all you have to do is just come into here, copy this, paste this into your flight sheet on Hive, and relaunch. Good to go here. Scroll down a little bit further down. If you are in Linux or Windows, you got the zip file here. If you are on Linux, you got the tar.gz file here that you can download depending on what flavor Linux you're running on. Of course. Or you can do it the manual way and build this from source if you want to do that too. So all depends on how you want to tackle this, but there you go. Like to keep everybody in the know when it comes down to making sure you're up to date with all your miners, guys. Them bills don't pay themselves, unfortunately. Bro, man, that is facts, man. That be facts. It's like I try to hold that sweet busy Bitcoin as long as I can. If I don't have to sell it, I try not to, but will in one hand and bills in another. We know which one wins. So yeah. But I mean, that's just kind of how the game goes when you're a startup company, though. You hemorrhage money more than you make it. Hopefully, Dynex and yes, Poweric will work now. Yeah, for sure. That is for sure. We need to, it's like one of these poop coins. It's like, and like you guys know that, like I'm harsh on a lot of these coins because like I expect at this point in the game that they can be doing better, making a better products than what they are. Like give me a product I actually want to utilize. It's like, and that's the problem with a lot of this stuff. So I'm like mining into products that I believe in. You know, Bitcoin, Litecoin, Doge for the memes. I mean, you got to have a few memes in your life, and yeah, and you know, Monero. You know, there's a few things. You know, it's like I start getting into the more the privacy coins on that. You know, um, so I mean, yeah, but let's go ahead and since we are past that mining spot of it, let's get into the next segment of this, the economics 101, guys. Yo, Zerg pool been down several days. I haven't had any problems with Zerg pool. I will, because that's, I mean, that be where I have some of my rigs at, and I show my rigs on there full hash rate. Actually, I absolutely see the full hash rate of my rigs. So yeah, I mean, poolside, I've been seeing it. You know, I'm hitting blocks, so I mean, I'm getting shares. I'm not sure how you're setting up your miner. Um, like what's having the issue? Are you having the Malib error? It's like, are you having Malib error, and do you have a Malib command set in the miner? Check general. I'm showing full hash on my rigs, bro. Let me. I'm not trying to be combative in any way to you, my dude. Okay, which version are you using? The 2.2.1 or the 2.2.2 version? Tried both. Okay. And do you have a Malib command set in the miner? Nope. Okay. That's gonna be I believe, the issue. Let me open up mine, and you can input any Malib into here. It's not specific to the pool. Let me pull it up really fast for you. I'm gonna do you a solid real quick in real time. Go into here, get my flighty sheets. Edit that. Let's see. Copy and paste, my dude. Just put that into the extra config arguments, and that should help out. I don't know if you've got the full. Like, if you were to do it like this, let me copy this, because I can't put it into the chat, guys. Sorry, you have to be in the. I'm doing this in the DCA Adventure Patreon. Sorry, guys. This and put your wallet. All right, so let's see here. I will delete that one. Yeah. So bam. So I have it in the general for you, Tech Man. Thanks, brother. No problem. It's like it was working without it. Yeah, this will just make it stable. I have been doing this way, and my rigs, it's been hands off. They work. So it's like I give it a go. There you go. See, I try to help you guys. I mean, we're all in it for, you're either doing this because you're trying to get coins to be able to play in the ecosystem you're mining in, or you're doing this because you're trying to stack more sats and hodl. I mean that's basically the direction. And what you guys choose to do, it's your own. It's like I'm not telling you guys, oh, you guys are poop coin miners. Oh my, I don't care. I don't care. But I will help you be as successful as I can with GPU mining on anything. So if I can sit there and help out with you guys in any way, shape, or form, that's what I'm here for. What's going on, Wheeling Crypto? What's up? What's up? I saw you sliding on in. I saw you up there. I saw you. All right, so BTC Vegas Fiat. I just got here hodl all day. Yo, that's right. What's up, Fudweiser? What's up, my dude? If you haven't, if Budweiser, quick recap. You're coming in real quick. I'll give you the penny tour on this. SRB miner. If you're mining Dynex, came out with a 2.2.2. It shows full hash rate on the pool side, and it's stable. Boom. It's like I got here. So what's up with the title here? State of economics. Hey, I was just giving a little bit of a mining recap before I get into this. So we're going to go ahead and get into the state of economic. Hey, whenever there's time I can sit there and help you guys with your mining, I'm going to do that first. This is the mining channel. Then the little side projects that I got going on are after that, right? It's the mining channel. So, bam. I didn't know there was another miner that came out until I got done working out this morning. So you're getting this fresh from me. Fresh. No problem, Fudweiser. No problem. So let's dig in. Let me pull this off to the side because I had that so I could chat in Discord. And bam. So if you guys haven't checked this out, this is tradingview.com. It is free to use, guys. So getting into it, the S&P 500's flatline, NASDAQ 100's flatline, Bitcoin's down about 0.5% in the 24-hour period. It is still up overall. Index dollar strengthening here because people now are confident that the government is going to print more money. We'll get into that one, guys. That one is going to be one that affects us for the ages now. Mark my words. You want to see what hyperinflation is going to look like? I think we're starting to see the beginning precipice of that. Yo, Tech Man, he's like, get you a juicy hamburger. He's like, it's working. No problem. Thank you. Thank you, my dude. You rock. You rock. Thank you for the $5 no. It's like, I love it when I can help somebody out. I love it when I can help somebody out. Because that's what it's all about, guys. That is what it's all about. So Dow Jones flatlining, Russell 200 or 2000 flatlining. So it's like I'm getting some more items from the college, and one of the items is a TV monitor and costs like 10 grand new. It only needs a PSU. Hopefully that's all it needs. Hopefully. Be cool if that's all it needs. Just saying, that'd be really cool. So I mean, we're looking at, kind of everything's flat around the board. The whole economic meltdown crisis, the can's been kicked down the street for at least a week. Let's see here. Stock market, Apple's up like a 1/4%. AMD is up 2.5%. Amazon is up almost 1.4%. Tesla's down. Tesla's been sliding down for a little while now, especially with his entanglement with the government now, because man, he in trouble. Netflix is up 3%, and Meta is up almost 2%. Cryptos that have been performing good lately. The market cap's actually dropped 1.8%. The total market cap. So we are teetering just a little above $1 trillion, guys. That is the reason why, if there's not a lot of money sitting in the market, don't care what you want to say, that market cannot go back up. When we were back here, we were way up with the, when we were in the bull run, our market cap was more than triple where it's at now. That's why it was able to support it the way it did. Being most of the allocation being in, of course, Bitcoin. Everything looks at Bitcoin to be, all tides, rising tides lift all ships. So Bitcoin is the tide. So when Bitcoin goes up, everybody else does too. In their own little ways. So I mean, like everybody needs to be not rooting for whatever altcoin that they're looking at for, it's going to outperform. No. You need Bitcoin to go up because that is the sea that your altcoin swims in. So you want Bitcoin to get jacked up because high tides lift all ships. Unless your ship was anchored to the seabed floor, aka rug pool, you're not going to see anything interesting there. Forex, boring. I tell people to stay the hell away from this. You're trading currency against currency. It's not worth it. Gold, trading sideways. It's down like 1/4%. But that is on the rally that the financial system is okay. And this is signaling a risk-on event. So whenever you have a crisis, you go into a risk-off event. And a risk-off event, you'll see your non-correlated assets go up in price. Gold, silver, Bitcoin, right? During correlated events, you'll usually see a bit of a pullback. And some markets are lagging indicators. Or because of their lagging indicator, it also stops them from their sharp downturns and sharp upturns. Kind of levels the market off just a little bit. Silver being up like 1/4%. Silver's been doing good for the last couple of years. I've purchased a few ounces of silver just because it has been doing good. Crude oil up about 1.5% in the 24-hour period, trading for 68.61 per barrel, which that is very cheap. And why that it needs to be for U.S. fracking. The crude oil per barrel, I think, needs to be around $102, $103 per barrel for crude oil prices to be worth pumping it out of the ground with fracking. And because the U.S. contracts with fracking are becoming to where they're in worse areas where the oil is there, but it's deeper. And it means that, for them to go after the deeper oil, even in fracking operations, it means that, per barrel oil has to be a lot higher. It's not sustainable. So why even set up a drilling site if the oil is unattainable for no profit? You're going to lose money to drill it. Last I heard, free capitalism is about making money. And you're going to want to get a contract in the best possible area to make money. And if you can't get it, it's not worth going after it. What up, Patrick? Natural gas up 2.5%, almost 3%. because, we blew up the Nord Stream pipeline, and now we're trying to sell oil to Europe. Corn's up almost 1%. The corn prices fluctuate a lot, especially depending on how many flex fuel vehicles are out there. Also, consumption of it worldwide. Those are your two big factors: is how much fuel is being used by it, and how much consumption is. So you have that balancing act with that. So that'll drive up your pricings on there. And then, of course, bonds, like you're buying government debt for whatever country you're looking at a bond. When you start seeing them, the Japanese 10-year yield is 22.5%. It's not going to stay there. Japan will print some more money, and they'll bring this bond price down. They're not going to want to pay 22.5% on this bond in 10 years. They're going to be doing the same game. Here's Germany, down 11% on their 10-year. UK, down 5% on their. You put your money in there, you lose 5% in the 10-year. This is where you want to see it. This is where the government goes, okay, we can tolerate that. A 0.09%. Anytime that you start going too crazy above that 2% marker, the U.S. government will sit there and eviscerate any kind of real return off of a 10-year treasury bond. This is why people say that, the T-bills are dead. I don't recommend them. You guys can do it as you will. I look at this as just you're buying government debt. That is exactly what you're doing. And do you want to sit there and loan the government money, whatever dollar amount you're loaning them? Do you want to get a 0.09% return in 10 years? Or would you be looking at the Japanese 10-year yield at 22.5% almost, but knowing that that's going to get eviscerated here? I guarantee you, before this bond becomes mature, they will have eviscerated the yield off of this. This is just the way they work. You lose money. You're just giving them money, and they're trying to figure out how they can just not pay you. Period. Eventually, the U.S. 10-year bond will go negative, guys. I'm suspecting with all the printing that they're doing, it's going to be this year. Once they start coming out with real numbers out, and they start admitting to it, this 10-year bond is really negative. I would probably say that probably looking at a 1% negative yield on this, and that's not good. That is not good. That is every country doing this right now. When you're looking at that sweet busy Bitcoin, guys, check this out. We are just sitting here just following this trend pattern so nicely. And I'm not sure if this really means anything, but every time my chart prints a little triangle here at the bottom, we get a rally right afterwards, guys. Every time. It's at least a 24-hour rally it prints before. Almost. I say that almost because, Bitcoin does what Bitcoin wants. Like back here in September, it printed one of those yellow triangles, and it went into a doji and slid down. But if you looked at the rest of the market, it was already on a downward trend. We were already coming down. It had more momentum to come down. But back here in July, it printed out. We had a rally. No matter how small the rally was. So we come back up over to today. We printed another triangle. So I'm not saying trade on this, guys. Hold off here. It could be tomorrow if it prints a doji, which is where it's got a long wick on top and bottom with a small little body. That's market indecisiveness there. And then I would wait for the next day to see where the second day's candle truly is. It might be giving you a better buy-in point. before it actually prints the rally. It does usually rally after this, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that tomorrow is going to be the beginning of the rally. It just means that the market's getting primed. If we look at it, we have a golden cross. A golden cross meaning that the 200-day moving average has now gone above all the other moving averages. This is usually bullish sentiment, which marks that we should be going higher. Now, remember, at the beginning of the week, I was sitting there talking about if we can sit there and close by Friday. It's only a couple of days away. If we can close Friday above $25,000, I think by the end of the month, we'll be sitting at 30. But we need to get above that $25,000 marker because it's been, we're finding our support line in that $21,000 to $24,000 range, right? But now we need to be able to blow past that $25,000 marker that we keep on getting rejected off of. We've basically tried to hit it in the last month or so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. 8 times we've been rejected away from the $25,000 marker. So I'm thinking that I'm hoping that tomorrow will start the beginning of the rally. If not, it will be a little bit of a lagging indicator, and we will rally hopefully by Friday, if not this weekend. We can always rally. We got spring coming up. I mean, are we going to see a little spring in the market? Never know. Never know. I have seen stupider things actually influence the market, even in traditional stocks. Good weather, people being able to get back outside, usually makes people a little bit looser on their spending sometimes, not all the time. But we also have the banking institutions that are basically, the banks aren't getting bailed out, but the depositors are. And it's a good thing and a bad thing all wrapped in one, right? Because of a bank sitting there doing bad, it's like in crypto, the people that are in Celsius and all these little crypto platforms, FTX. These people aren't getting their money back. They're all depositors. Where's their bailout? See, they're more worried about making sure that people have this facade that the dollar is still worth something. When they're about to sit there and just print up a few, they're going to print up a few million out of existence. And they're going to say that it's not from the taxpayer themselves, but it's something that's been paid in by the taxpayers to an account that's supposed to be there to cover them, the small little guy, not the big guys, the small little guys like me and you that have, we're lucky 10 grand in a bank. You know what I'm saying? And basically they're going to drain this FDIC insurance account on the top 10% of the economy, because normal people don't bank at Silicon Bank at all. So they're getting bailed out. It's going to sit there and cause markets to rebound and rally. So, the whole coming down was not in it because of Bitcoin. Price was coming down. Now the harsher drop off was the bank news. 3 banks blowing up, and then now that the announcement of them sitting there, we're going to bail them all out. Nobody lost their money. So there was a lot of tech startups and a lot of crypto companies that are holding their money in Silicon Bank themselves, guys. Silicon Valley Bank is a bank for crypto. So that's why people were panicking so badly. It's like that's where the issue is. Right there. And then segueing right into that, Fed shuts down Signature Bank, says Signature Bank and Silicon Valley Bank depositors will be made whole. This is what I'm talking about. How are you going to make them whole? FDIC insurance doesn't have enough money in there. Just because they're using some of the FDIC insurance, they're gonna gaslight you guys onto saying that it's none of that's taxpayer money. I'm sorry, but every time we made a transaction, we were paying into that. How the hell are you telling me this isn't taxpayer money? It's coming from the taxpayers, just in a different variation. It was money taken from them for insurance that's going to be giving away to the top 10%. Now, I'm glad that they're firing the bank, the bank management. I'm glad. And I'm glad that they're sticking it to the investors, going, this is how free capital works. We're not bailing you out because we're not going to bail the bank out. This bank is going down. No other bank wants to sit there and help them out. There must be a reason for it. But the depositors should be made whole. Now, I believe in that last aspect. You know, depositors had nothing to do with that, with what the banks themselves were doing. But that's no different than FTX argument now. Okay, anybody that was in the United States that had an FTX account, the Federal Reserve should make them whole. But no, they're going to look at this. This is what you get for investing. But it's like, no, we were holding it on this exchange that resides in the United States. How are you going to sit there and screw people over that are holders on the exchange and not the actual exchange's investors? Now, the FTX investors should get screwed. The company, anybody that was working for the company should be put in jail for fraud, 100%. But it's like, I guess at that point, it's like one of those arguments for tit for tat, where, you're going to make these people whole, but not these people. Which basically they're trying to state that, make it like you can't trust crypto, but you can always trust your dollars to be there when you need it. But it's going to have an unfound event on the United States. This, I think, is the canary in the coal mine. We are printing money at a high rate. So with this being stated, Jerome Powell has a choice. He has two choices. He can continue to raise interest rates, and we're going to watch more banks implode, because they made the mistake over the last few years of allowing homes to be refinanced at a lower rate than initially than what the market should have been at. Did I take advantage of that? Hell yeah. That's right. So if they raise interest rates above, I think it's like if they hit 6.5% interest rates, there's no way where I got my bank mortgage at, they're losing money with me. Just put it like that. If they go to 6.5%, we're almost at 5%. It's like we're looking at like 5%. On the low side, you're at 4.75% interest. On the high side, you are about 8% interest. That's where the interest rates swing right now. You have to be a big lender or a big creditor to be able to do the sweetheart loans. And it's like they're already teetering where my loan's going to be not profitable for them to continue to own, which means that where I have my my mortgage at is gonna, it's like it's got to be sold off to another bank at some point in time, and we're gonna watch another bank go down, which is gonna be interesting. So I mean, how much money is this government willing to print at this point? That's gonna be the big thing, and as the more they print, and they're like, oh, we're trying to be, social justice warriors. I'm trying to phrase it so that it's correct. So the more they try to social justice warrior it, the more that they start hurting the poorest people in the country. And I do not care if, what color, race, background you have. If you are poor, this is going to directly impact you in your bottom line. Eventually, it's going to be where you can't even afford to pay for food. That's why, it's like California, right? Either they got a homeless problem or they have the most successful camping story in history. I'm just saying. And it's like, what are they trying to get that across the country? Because that is really how you lower the expectation of living, you lower the health standards, you lower your population. And you do this and they're doing this in the guise of helping these same very people they're putting on the streets. And they're doing this with bad fiscal policies. The more they print, the more expensive everything is, as we all know. But what's interesting is that, Federal Reserve sits there and announces that they will make the depositors whole, which means that they're going to, in my viewpoint, illegally print money. We have, that sweet, busy Bitcoin going up in price, right? I mean, that's just pretty much how it's going to go. They print money, and assets like gold, silver, and Bitcoin are going to go up in price. Because these are going to be things that people have confidence in. We don't want to put our money where we don't have confidence. That is anybody. It's like some people smarter than me back in history have stated. Good money will chase out bad money. In other words, people will hoard good money, and they will spend the bad money up until they have to spend the real money. This is what happened in Germany. The gold and silver disappeared in Germany. I mean, partly because people were stealing it during the war, but people were sitting there hoarding it as much as they could, and they were sitting there and spending the German I forget what the hell it was. It's like, I'm not sure if that was still the Deutsch. It was still the mark, so I'm not sure if it was the Deutsch mark. I forget currency names, but the German mark was worthless after World War II because they printed so much money during World War I and World War II that they made Venezuela look like a walk in the park. Venezuela was like, oh, we can do that, but we can do that with bigger numbers. And they were like, yeah, but we made it to where people were really poor. I'm not sure who did it worse, Venezuela or Germany. Just kind of coming to think of it, they're both pretty horrible with their runaway inflation. And at a certain point in time, the mark defaulted, and the only people that survived on the other side are those who are holding gold and silver. And that's why our grandparents, and our great grandparents are always stated, you hold on to gold, you hold on to silver. That is real money. And it's just money that you couldn't inflate away. It was held accountable. You couldn't devalue it. And that's a good way of being able to have accountability, is that you can't deflate it. You can't inflate the currency away. You cannot print your debts off the table, because that's what they're doing, is that they're printing the debt off the table and pushing it onto the people. So now it's the people's debt, not the government's debt anymore. And that's how they're running the show. And eventually we're going to be another Weimar Republic. Runaway inflation like it's never been seen before, as everybody starts to drop the dollar in any fashion. Now, on the flip side, we are affecting even China's economy right now. Not because of any policies that we've been doing, but because of the fact that we're so broke here in the United States that we're not spending money like it's, like we're having a garage sale, right? So China's economy is slowing down. They're starting to feel the hurt. They've got a shipping container crisis of they don't know where else to put these things. Shipping containers that are stacked 7 containers high, filling up lots that used to be hustling and bustling. Not no more. So I mean, and China still got their lockdowns that are crippling their economy. And yeah, I mean, and they're just coming out of holiday, all this stuff. They've got like the perfect storm of just stuff going on for their economy. On top of we're so focused on, our government's focused on fighting a proxy war with Ukraine, spending billions of dollars over there, that we're no longer shipping dollars to China to buy cheap things. So we're also having that effect. As this war rages on between the Ukraine and Russia, money starts flowing in other directions that do not help countries grow economically. We're now flowing money into Lockheed Martin, Boeing, all the war machines. People who build things for the war machine. These are the weapons contractors. They are making millions. They've been sitting there going, all right, we have a war of wars now. And they can fund both sides. So I mean, it is going to be crazy on what the government is going to be doing, pulling off, spending money in another country, plus wrecking our country's economy. This is not going to be something that's going to be sustainable, guys, at all. Then China is looking at a new friend. Hello, Mr. Putin, because his economy is stable. He makes everything in-house. Russia has been industrialized for a very long time. That has been one of the strongest things about Russia. They have lots of manpower, and they make their own stuff. Is what they make perfect? No. Is what they make, how can I put it? Is what they make of tip-top quality? No. But it still suits the purpose of what it was made for. So, I mean, they're making do with what they have at hand. And that's what you want to see in a stable economy, is that an economy that can be cut off completely from the world and it doesn't die. That's what they were expecting this to happen. They were expecting they would cut Russia off and Russia would just eviscerate. It's like, no, buddy. They got their own economy. It's actually pretty strong. All you did is you crippled Europe. All the United States did is crippled Europe, and cost Europe and the United States billions of dollars in the process. And it's not billions of dollars that they're going to pay. It's we're going to pay it. That's the problem. That is the absolute problem in all of this. And then whenever you're sitting there, you're looking at how the Fed is going to be, getting back on topic here, going back to what we're seeing with the banking system is we're seeing the canary in the coal mine. The banks are where we see dollar instability. So the Federal Reserve, centralized banking, communism. This is socialized banking system coming in to try to manipulate the actual free market. The free market said that Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank, and Silvergate all made bad bets. All those that made bad bets deserve to go down with the ship. Even if you sat there and you deposited your cash with that bank If you look in the fine print on that on your banking information, when you put a deposit into the bank, it becomes the property of the bank. It is no longer your money. It is now the bank's property. And then, you get a banking guarantee with FDIC insurance that covers up to $250,000. Anything above that is on you, because the taxpayer burden should not be sitting here bailing out mega corporations, because that'll help drive into debt more people. FDIC insurance can't cover this. This is going to be epic. It's over $1 billion worth of holdings in these two banks alone. With Signature Bank and Silicon Valley Bank, there's over $1 billion in holdings that have just been guaranteed by the Federal Reserve. We will pay for this one way or another. Mark my words. This is why I'm in Bitcoin. This is why I try not to hold anything in the banks. If I bank anywhere, I try to bank locally at Community Trust Credit. Just your local banks that are not attached to the big guys. They're funded directly by the community, not by the big guys. So they don't usually get nailed during when there's a big federal banking crisis. Your local banks are usually good. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you were banking at a major major bank, that's one of the federal banks, you might have an issue if Jerome Powell continues to raise interest rates, because it's going to put more constraint on these banks, which means that it brings them closer to the point of failure. I'm not sure what's going to break first, the banking system or the job market. Right now, it looks like the banking system's about to collapse before the job market does. Looks like the job market is actually pretty strong compared to the banking system. I think that there's a bunch of stuff that has, through many administrations of tweaking, that we are where we're at today. And instead of having a strong leader of our country sitting there and going, hey, we're going to sit there, relook at what's going on here, get where the failure analytics are, and then we're going to sit there and design the legislation behind it to put some checks and balances in there. Not that they need to be overwatched. It's just checks and balances, stress tests and stuff like that every bank should be able to do. Period. And unfortunately, we have a government that likes to look behind them and blame the guy behind them instead of looking forward and finding the solution. That is also another problem, and I think that's going to cause some market instability just with that alone. That they keep on blaming previous administrations over this, that, and the other, instead of going, you know what, we see where the ball was dropped. We're going to rectify this right now. But I think they're just doing knee-jerk reactions and we'll just put money on it. It'll make the problem go away. And I think this is going to start biting them in the butt, because as Jerome Powell is going to need, and if he wants to get the 2% inflation back in, he's going to have to get in front of the inflation genie right now, which means that inflation needs to go, the interest rate needs to go up to get in front of inflation. This means that more banks are going to fail. So be careful, guys, moving forward with these banks. Even in other countries. Silicon Valley Bank UK arm acquired by HSBC for £1. I forget how many dollars that is. They got it on here. $1.21. So Silicon Valley Bank collapsed, and the UK sold it for $1.21. You could have been a bank owner for $1.21. Can you imagine that? $1.21. Oh, Mexico incoming, dude. Rude. It'll tell me a lot whenever people are migrating out of the country, not coming in. Because nobody's going to want to come to a country that's poorer than where they came from. So, global banking giant HSBC coming to the rescue of the UK based branch of the Silicon Valley Bank with its new acquisition. HSBC officially announced on March 13th that its subsidiary HSBC UK Bank is acquiring Silicon Valley Bank for £1 British. I think that's hilarious. They basically gave away a bank, knowing that that bank would be taking on debt up to its eyeballs right off the bat. So there's going to be depositors in this branch that HSBC is going to have to make whole, and they're going to do that right out of pocket, which to me even smells of the same banking fraud that's already going on, right? How is a bank have enough money to make all of its depositors whole? Well, they don't expect all the depositors to withdraw their money and actually do a bank run. So as long as they can make it appear like the funds are there and they can continue on doing business as normal, people and their feeble brains don't get quickly panicked, and they don't go to pull all their money out if they think that's all there. Even though it's all vaporware, software ones and zeros, all it is at the end of the day. It's vaporware. There is no money in these banks. It's like pull out $5,000. Yes, you can get it, but you're going to have to give them a couple of days to get all the money transferred over, and then you have to sign a letter on why you want that much money. So they get up all in your business to know about why you're spending $5,000. I'm telling you, this is the funniest thing in the world. I get money and I've got to wait. So stupid. Absolutely stupid. I think at some point in time we're going to see our border crisis stop because nobody wants to come here no more. But that's not going to be because of HSBC. They're coming in and acquiring it, but I don't think that, like I said, my whole thing is that there's no money there. So this whole HSBC coming in, they just got bigger. Good for them. They're going to be able to make some more shiesty loans, and if the interest rates continue to rise on loans, even HSBC is going to have a problem. Mark my words. This is just the beginning. I'm not sure if it's going to be this year that we're going to have a full meltdown, but it's coming, guys. It is absolutely coming. Be careful, guys. Stay frosty. And then also, like I said, legislation-wise, they're going to be probing Silicon Valley Bank for where their failure was. There was a bunch of people that didn't know what the hell they were doing, of course. And then there was a bunch of them that not only knew what they were doing, but had been through this before. Like I said, Silicon Valley Bank, their CFO, Chief Financial Officer, was also one of the COOs from the Lehman Brothers whenever the Lehman Brothers Bank collapsed back in 2008. So either these people are ignorant or they were on the take. There's only two ways about it. They were either ignorant or on the take. And considering that the regulations hasn't been sitting there and stress testing these banks or anything like that, that tells me that a lot of people have been on the take. And we're now starting to see some of this blow up in their faces. And they're trying to scramble and try to figure out whose fault is this. Biden's, of course, his thing is to blame Trump. So stupid. It's like, okay, why don't you probe into it and actually get real facts of what the failure specifically was? exactly what the failure was. And was there ever any correlation with any previous administration removing or adding any kind of legislation? If they were adding or taking it away, right? If they took something away that would have stopped this, of course, you re-implement it. You know, you don't argue about or try to throw somebody else under the bus. Oh, it wasn't me. It was this guy. I don't want to hear that. All I want to hear out of a commander in chief is, here's the problem. Here's the solution. Got any questions? That's it. You know, no nonsense. I don't want to see finger pointing and name calling, any of that stuff. It was, we see a problem. We figured out what the problem was, or multiple problems. Here is the solutions that we're going to be designing here moving forward to ensure that this is not going to happen again. Obviously, the banks cannot be trusted to regulate themselves in any way, shape, or form. So we must do this for them. I mean, it's not what you want to see as more government, but in cases of like this where people are holding their money in with an entity that you're supposed to trust, and you can't trust them because they're gambling on the backside with startup companies, and they're not just losing money, they are losing money, you know, because some of these companies are getting money from rug pools, companies that have been rug pulled in the crypto space. They're getting destroyed by that. So, I mean, they're making bad bet after bad bet. This is what happens. And then whenever those bad bets get compounded with high interest rates, it's not sustainable. And I think the deck of cards is going to start crumbling from here. I want to be wrong. I really do. I hope I'm wrong. But you get like cryptos like this, guys. USDC bounces back towards the $1 peg after Federal Reserve announcement. USDC is Circles. A circle with Poloniex and Goldman Sachs. So that's that little node structure there. So you guys understand, Poloniex and Circle and Goldman Sachs are all connected. Circle has USDC. And Circle's bank was Silicon Valley Bank. Their money just got secured by the federal government. The peg towards the $1 goes back to where it was supposed to be at the $1, because now they got proof of reserves, right? Something like this would have hurt the crypto space a little bit, but I don't think by much. Don't think by much. I mean, we see where the market was melting down to already. But upon bounce back, these companies should be sitting there and going, okay, I've got my money back. I'm going to go ahead and move this, and we're going to split this up between 50 banks now. This way, if one bank fails, I still have static reserves, right? That's what you want to see. You should have that broken up into as many banks as you possibly can, to where all you hold in each account is $250,000 in each account. And just hold multiple accounts. This way your FDIC insurance kicks in for you. You're covered all the time with insurance. I mean, that's me. It's probably a lot of work, a lot of rigmarole to do that. And I get it. The more money you have, the more you're going to start centralizing your money a little bit. I get it. But you don't want to have your money parked into a bank that's taking a lot of risk. If you've got to hold a lot of money in a bank account, you want to be in a bank that has the least amount of risk. You want the most boring bank possible. Just saying. That's what you're wanting. Not somebody who's, cutting edge on that bank and trying to innovate. It's not the bank's position to innovate. But, that's just the way that this one happens to be doing. A question: why do they make driving belts that run Rude, your English on the very end of that sentence, I'm not sure. Well, I understood up to the driving belt. Why do they make a driving belt that runs? If you can try to translate what you have in your head, translate it real quick, and then put that in. I think you're talking the oil pan, but I don't know. Over here, they want to do every €100. You pay €100, and you need to tell how you get it. Yeah, exactly. And we're going to see more of that. They're going to want to know where every dollar is. They want to track and trace it all. CBDC, there's a reason why they're pushing for it so hard. Track and trace coin that has zero transparency. Zero. Yep, and check this out, guys. Binance US, Alameda, Voyager Digital, all under scrutiny with the SEC as of right now. So Binance, guys, if you didn't know, is trying to purchase Voyager Digital. And let's see here. Binance steps in at one of the liquidity crisis. Binance's co-founder and CEO Shengzheng Zhao, or CZ, was one of the first to come out with the proof of reserves concept post FTX exchange. Yada yada yada. Right around December 19th, it was revealed that Binance US was set to acquire Voyager Digital for roughly about $1 billion. Related U.S. accounting watchdog warned investors about proof of reserve reports. Shortly after that, on January 5th, the SEC filed an objection to the Binance US acquisition on the account of wanting to see more details, including in the $1 billion deal between the two entities. So Adam Corrin basically chimed in on this, seeing what was going on a little bit. SEC's basically objecting on the grounds that Binance US could have this size. Binance US couldn't have this size of assets without untoward dealings like a parent company, which means that the commingling of the US entity. So if Binance fights, it risks its exposure. So that's one thought on there. That, how they want to know where they're getting the funds from. Are they commingling it from US Binance International to Binance US? Are they commingling the funds in that direction? Or is there enough investors behind Binance US to be able to come up with the $1 billion exposure to this? So we'll have to see what comes out from this one. I would say that it might look like they're commingling funds, but it depends on how they have, because international business dealings, the way that they set it up is a little differently. So I'm not sure if there's some loophole that they're able to grab money from a parent company to purchase a subsidiary, because it all stays within the umbrella corporation, right? So depends on how things are written legally, depends on if they're going to be able to move forward with this. Be very interesting to see that, because that would also make Voyager Digital whole again, which I know that has some things to do with Alameda also. And would also help with Genesis and a bunch of other companies. So this might have there looks like Binance is trying to swoop in on the backside and not try to help FTX out, but help people who had exposure to FTX. So we'll see how that goes moving forward with that as the SEC battles rages on. Should be interesting. Should be. Grayscale, which has been fighting also, guys. They are back in court against the SEC. Grayscale might have a 70% chance of winning the case against the SEC this time around. Basically, what the SEC, what they're trying to do is they have been trying to get a spot Bitcoin ETF, and they've only got a futures ETF right now. Spot ETF would mean that they're, for anybody who puts money into the spot ETF fund, they have to actually buy physical Bitcoin. They have to have reserves 1-to-1 to depositors. And they've been fighting that aspect. They're only allowing the futures because the futures will be a slower and moving number because it's on at least a 30-day scale. And Grayscale Bitcoin, which is a futures market, they've been pushing for the spot because there's a lot of arbitrage in the futures market. If you wanted to get into there and start trying to do some wash trading in there, as much money as you think you can make, you can lose 3 times as much quicker than you're going to make it. So be warned, you're playing with fire in the futures market. I'm not a good enough person to ever try to touch the futures market. I understand what I'm looking at. There are people who play with it, but most of them get wrecked. I'm just going to tell you that. But I know that with the spot market's a lot more stable because you are directly pegging to the asset class you're getting involved into. What up, Cammy? I have a Cammy that decided to just, I'm going to lay on your lap now. Thank you. So we're waiting for see if Grayscale can actually win the lawsuit, because if they can win the lawsuit, this will open up the door for other companies to finally offer in a spot Bitcoin ETF. It will lay down the foundational groundwork. And I know it's been that they've been going back and forth on how they can offer the product and what guarantees are in the product and all that good stuff. So they've been going back and forth with things that they can put in place that will help depositors with the spot Bitcoin ETF. But I mean, it should be pretty straightforward. It doesn't matter where the price of Bitcoin is. You know, you either are selling it at a profit or you're selling it at a loss. I don't understand where the issue is, you know, and then you have to wait for, Grayscale Bitcoin to be sold off on the open market for you to be able to redeem your spot Bitcoin ETF value, right? So, I mean, I think it should be easy, clear cut, black and white. Here it is, a one pager. It's all you should need. You want to sell wherever the price of Bitcoin is. We'll take your amount of Satoshis and sell it on the open market and give it back to you. Period. And you'll get an exchange fee off of it from Grayscale, because they're going to do the exchanging in house, because the Bitcoin won't really leave. It'll just be put in timeout. And I think that might be what they're trying to see is with the ETF, with the spot ETF on there. It's like, okay, are you truly going to sell it on the open market, or are you going to put that coin off your balance sheet in timeout until the next person wants to buy it, and you just kind of exchange the money out that way? And seeing how they can do it from that standpoint, that might be where their regulatory issues are really are on, is not so much how the experience is going to be for the people getting exposure to this, but it's more of what Grayscale is doing after a customer sells, right? What did they do with that Bitcoin? Are they actually selling or not? And how do they work that out? We'll have to see how that goes. I wish them the best of luck. I know that Grayscale has been trying for 4 or 5 years that I know of, trying to get this spot ETF ever since the futures ETF was announced. They've been trying to get the spot ETF approved at the same time, and used a lot of the same language that the futures ETF had, and it's still being denied. So I think it's just that they're trying to not let them hold on to physical Bitcoin. It's kind of crazy, but we'll see how that really works out for them long term. I always like to sit there and pull up some funnier stuff every so often. It can't be all doom and gloom here, guys. Cardano jumps 10%. Here's how ecosystem defied market turmoil. They didn't have their money sitting in Silicon Valley Bank. Oops, did I say that out loud? That would be an easy way. People sitting there trying to lock their money into something that's not going to depreciate very fast. So if they would have seen Cardano making a move on the upward at the same time as the market broke, you would have seen a little bit of a rally in that market, because people are just trying to hold wherever they see a green candle. That's what they're buying into. If they're not, they're going into dollars. I mean, that's basically, there's no two ways about this. They're either markets break, they're going into whatever's still green, so that they can try to catch a little rally before exiting the market, or they just exit the market. Smart money will just exit. They're not going to play catch the falling knife. Fools will sit there and pile into garbage, and you'll see fools rallies. So I think this is just a fool's rally. After the rally usually hits in, you're going to have a pretty sharp and nasty correction, because that means you very rarely have I ever seen in a market where you have a fool's rally that doesn't come in with a crash that's a little worse than what everybody else experienced. Because once everybody realizes, oh, everything's safe, they pile back out, and then they usually tend to take some of the money with them, because they don't want to lose money in the asset that was green for that moment. Now it's red. Now they have to sell everything. It's a fire sale. So I mean, that's where they talk about retail being dumb, because that's the stupid moves that retail does. Is that they're like, oh, it's green over here, pile in the pile, and then when it's red, everybody out. You're at a loss. Yeah, still everybody out. And you have people like Jim Cramer, their market analysis from CNBC. He gives out great advice. You should get into SVB. Oh, Sam Bankman-Fried is the next thing coming to slice bread. You should be investing heavily in the FTX. You should be bullish on Silvergate Bank. You should be bullish on like he's telling people to buy these things when they're about to their market's about to explode, or the company is about to die. I mean, hell, he was telling people to buy XRP at $3. Told everybody to sell at $1. I mean, what's like, if you do the exact opposite of what Jim Cramer does, you're probably doing better than everybody that listens to him. I still wouldn't, if he's talking about a particular market, like, I don't even listen to the guy, because the guy's foolish. He is no better than retail. He is the dumb retail, FOMOing into this company, FOMOing into that company. By the time he's talking about it on CNBC, it's already in a bull run. You've already missed it, and he's telling you to buy it. Why? Because he's already bought it, and you're helping his price go up so that he can help dunk on you. Think about it. Why do you think I don't really shill stuff? Because I don't want anybody to sit there and think that, oh, I must have bought some, and now it's got a rally, and I'm trying to get you guys to sell it. That's why I don't want to be even labeled a shill on this channel, just because of that market analysis right there. I don't want to be the one that, oh, you told me. Be like, no, I did not. I told you to do research on it before you touch anything. I don't tell anybody that this is a good coin or a bad coin. I just tell you what I'm doing. FUD floats. You know it. FUD always floats up to the top. Always. So, getting back to Cardano, we're going to see that, it was green for a moment. I think that with the rest of the market taking a relax, we should see that market starting to pull back here very soon, if it's not already. I haven't even looked at that one. Let's take a look at that Cardano. What's it doing right now? Whoa. That's what I'm talking about, guys. This is exactly what I'm talking about. It was up 10%. Now it's down 6%. And it's still falling. You know, what's the rest of the market doing? It's still, it's still a bloodbath. Some things are going green. 2.5%, 2% up. What's this Leo? Right? What the hell is this? But it's green. So foolish money are piling into this. Toncoin. Foolish people are piling into this. They're trying to save themselves from, maybe they got a bad link position. They're down 6%. APT down 10%. LDO, Lido Dow, down 17%. It's like everything is down except for certain stupid things. PAX USB, PAX dollar. I hope it stays at $1. It should flatline. This number should always be 0. It's $1. Why is there arbitrage on a dollar like this? Because it's not stable. It's what makes it bad money. ETC down 8%. Everybody's positions are down. Bitcoin down 1% in 24 hours, but it's up almost 11% to the week. So it depends on how you want to look at it. Cardano is for the last week, it's only up 1.5%. So it's up here at that 10% has been washed away over here, where it's now only up for the week at 1.5% because it's rolling over. It was unsustainable rally without Bitcoin moving too. If Bitcoin doesn't pump, none of these other ones. If Bitcoin dumps, they all dump. And people need, it's like I know a lot of you OGs. You all know this stuff. It's like I maxed out my credit cards over the weekend on crypto, even with this turn in. I'm hodling. Yeah, Bedell, I feel you on that one. What up, Golden Wolf? This is like down 4.7% for Cardano. Yep. Nope, it's down 5.66% on that Cardano. Oh, you might be down only that much on your Cardano position in total, but the market itself, it pooped itself. It absolutely pooped itself. Talking about, it's like NFTs are going to be getting scrutinized by the SEC now as being considered securities. With that coming in play here, guys, Instagram and Facebook are pulling the plug on NFTs across the platforms. So big tech firm Meta is scrapping its non-fungible token features across its social media platforms, Facebook and Instagram, around 10 months after they first launched. Granted, they usually scrap everything. There was Facebook, Facebook bucks, Zuck bucks. That project flopped. This was before crypto. Zuckbucks failed. Then they tried to make their own cryptocurrency. That failed. They have the NFTs that they were able to utilize through Meta. Now they're scrapping that because the SEC is coming down on that. On top of that, I'd be curious to see what the data was on the true use case of NFTs across Instagram and Facebook directly, guys. Stefan Kazriel, some of the product news across the company, we're looking closely at prioritizing to increase our focus. We're winding down to digital collectibles for now to focus on ways to support creators, people, and businesses. So basically what they're saying is they're going back down to the core features. So I'm going to put with that statement alone, they probably just laid off the entire crypto department. Think about that. I wonder how big their crypto department is. And they probably just laid off every one of them so that they can start focusing in on only integrating things that are going to help people, creators, and businesses. Their core business. That's all they're supposed to be, is a service rent, a social platform. Not that it's a crypto social platform, but it's just a platform where people can communicate. It's a communications platform. They need to go back down to the roots. So much IQ in this room. So much. Fudweiser, don't be so rude. I know, you're just joking. He's just joking, but I had to do that. All puns intended. All puns intended. It's like XRP is going to beat the SEC, and I don't think so, Crypto Bedell. They will not fight. They will not be able to fight this. They are going to have more issues than they think. This is. I don't. It's like I know that. I know that we a lot of people dog on XRP. The way that XRP is managed, it's a security. That's what they're trying to argue against, is that they do not pass the Howey test. They're going to lose. That's why Charles Hoskins tried to jump in to help out Garlinger from XRP. And Charles Hoskins from Cardano walked away from that because there's no help. He does not want to get involved in the poop storm that XRP is in. If Cardano gets involved with XRP, they're going to get involved with it, and they're going to get scrutinized by the U.S. government, and they're done. So, business stance-wise, Cardano distanced themselves from XRP for a reason. There is no helping this dumpster fire out. I'm sorry to say that if anybody is a holder of XRP, it will not pass the Howey test. Now, good news for you. Well, good news and bad news, right? So the bad news, they won't be able to operate here in the United States. That's the bad news. In any way, shape, or form. Doesn't mean that you cannot still utilize XRP if you're an XRP holder, right? It just means that you no longer get the U.S. market exposure. So MoneyGram will drop XRP. If MoneyGram drops XRP, there is zero use case for XRP outside of the XRP community. And let me tell you this way, too. MoneyGram has never had a transaction outside of the founders of XRP utilizing it themselves, which is 2 times from there was twice that MoneyGram utilized XRP in the history. There used to be a bank in Africa that also utilized XRP. They dropped XRP because nobody uses it. So, it's like I hate to be that person, but yeah, most people holding on to XRP, you're in a losing battle. You're gonna lose exposure to the United States, and you're gonna lose exposure to MoneyGram. So, where the price goes from there after that, hard to say. So I don't think that XRP has got a prayer in hell on this one, my dude. If you're an XRP holder, man, I wish you the best of luck on this one. I really do. But they're trying to argue that they don't pass the Howey test. And if you look at their business formula, hold on here. I have something for you. Let me see if I can find it. If I can find it really fast here, I think it's in here. Here or one other spot. It's that one. That one. Ah, there it is. There you go. I have this for you. This is the XRP business model. Okay, so this is how XRP works. Okay, this is facts. So, Ripple, the questionable business model, issues worthless XRP token, gifts billions of it to XRP founders. They promote fiction of independence, pump and dump scheme, partners pay partners to sign up. That's MoneyGram. They paid them millions of dollars to sign up, solicit blue chip partners. They're really not. Deliver questionable technology, obscure true business model, pump and dump some more, pay more business partners, solicit more blue chips, deliver questionable technology, manipulate public opinion, promote fiction of independence, profit. I mean, this is how you sum up XRP's business model right here in one picture right here. It's like I've still made money. I'm just waiting on XRP Lambo. It'll never happen. They're a wannabe government bank coin. You basically invested into a Ponzi that's no different than the government. Now, I've got people that they bought a car and a lot of land when XRP hit $3. And you know what? I tell people all the time, if you make money, I'm glad. I'm absolutely glad. It's the only thing that I want for anybody in our community. I don't want anybody to lose money. You know, the worst thing I want anybody to ever have to worry about is breaking even. So, I mean, take what I say with a grain of salt. With the most love, I try to warn people about certain coins, right? So, I mean, because of the fact that they're so entrenched in with the SEC battle right now with XRP, I don't see them crawling out of this. There's not a lot of hope. That's why you don't see a lot of buzz with the XRP army people. They're not in full force anymore. A lot of those people are, with it being as many years of it just kind of being flatlined, and then being entrenched with the government lawsuit. There's really not a whole lot of hope for rebounding from here, unfortunately. And then moving on to the last little bit before I get up out of here, guys. Last little thing. More than 280 blockchains at risk of a zero-day exploits, warns one of the security firms. So Halborn, a security firm that will go over people's base code and try to do pinpoint analysis on seeing if they could corrupt the code, break the code, or penetrate the code, right? So more than 280 blockchains at risk of a lot of these exploits. Dogecoin has already fixed some of them, but you got Zcash, Litecash, Dogecoin, Zcash, Litecash have already patched the critical vulnerabilities, but hundreds of others may not have, risking billions worth of crypto. So be careful with some of these that have not done any kind of vulnerability patch updates in a long time. We're going to be seeing some of this issues. I mean, we see like Darrow. Darrow is broken. Their chain blew apart, and they don't know why. Don't know if that's an exploit or if it was just something in the code base that borked really bad. But they're trying to get that all under control. You can't send any Darrow in the network at all right now. So always be careful, guys. This is why some of the reasons why I'm like kind of critical on some of these other altcoins is that they give up security for what they do, and because of that security that they give up, it unfortunately makes it to where you, the end user, are now being put at risk of your funds for whatever reason that was their security issue. And this is outside of them being, flash loan attack. Flash loans are different. Flash loan exploits, that's a whole different other entity. That's like a quick pump and dump on a network that just rizzity wrecks you because they're able to exploit the network, pull more coin because they found an exchange that they can sit there and arbitrage on, and they'll win. And unfortunately, there's really no ways of totally stopping that, and that usually hurts a particular network. But what Hellborn's doing, though, is they're talking about these are the security vulnerabilities that are within its own network, that if somebody is malicious enough, they could exploit them and siphon funds off of the platform. So be careful with that, guys. I always try to warn people that this is some of the reasons why you dabble in altcoins. Don't dabble in it with a whole lot of money, guys. That is the last thing you want to do. If you're going to dabble in some of these altcoins, do it with a bare minimum amount of money to play in the network. Because if they get exploited by in any way, shape, or form, at least you're not losing a massive amount of funds. With the way that I have things set up for myself, I have it where I'm mitigating a lot of my risk. Does that mean that I lose out on some of the rewards? Oh, hell yeah. If I was 20 years old again and sitting here getting into crypto, I'd be taking a whole lot more risks on this, guys. The way that you see me doing this, guys, yes, I'm critical on all these other altcoins because I see the risk that can be taken through these other altcoins. I'm showing you guys what somebody can do and mitigate a lot of the risks. So if you're trying to mitigate risk, this is how I do it. If you guys want to take some of the risks, get some of the payoff rewards, just know that you could lose just as much money as you put in. You only can lose what you put in. You never have realized gains until you sell. So, like people who are holding on to Hex. I had people dunking on me. Oh, look, I made $2 million off of my Hex. Okay. Where is it? It's still locked up for how long? 5 years. I'll talk to you in 5 years. Well, they're not that rich anymore. And the person who created Hex, Richard Hart, has walked away from the project. Has nothing to do with it because it's all a security. He knew his platform was a security Ponzi. He was trying to steal from people. And he did. Now, when everybody starts unlocking their coin in 5 and 10 years, we'll see what actually can be liquidated off of Hex. Or if those people are now eternal bag holders. And it's like, and I hope that none of you guys are. It's like I would rather see, like I said, I'd rather see people making money here. But my whole goal is not to dog on your favorite coin, not to dog on people, individual developers of code. I'm not trying to dog on them. It's like I'm being critical of their project, trying to get them to explain why their project is relevant, why it exists, and why it absolutely needs a token behind it. I'm sorry, but you can use blockchain technology and not use a token. You can centralize the hell out of your database, control your code base, centralize the hell out of it. I mean, there are certain reasons why we centralize things, because centralized things have singular points of failure, which means that it has a better way for control over the network. Credit cards, perfect example. Centralized systems. Nothing can compete with the transactions per second on them. Nobody can. Why? They're centralized. That's what you give up whenever you go decentralized. As soon as you go decentralized, you slow down. And then why do you need an internal token to utilize your network? I mean, these are like little things that I'm critical over. What up, Boba Miner. Hey, first time catching my stream in time. Nice, nice. Bro, I'm actually just getting off of here, my dude. I'm so sorry, but I'm actually like taking off for the day. My wife will be home here in the next 10 to 20 minutes. And I try not to be streaming when she gets home. So sorry, but I'm glad you're able to make the end of it, Boba Miner. Thank you for showing up, my dude. Hopefully you're smashing that Lizzie like button, subscribing, hit the bell notification. Oh, that good stuff, my dude. He's like, oh wow, I am way too late. No problem, my dude. No problem. It's like Crypto Bedell. You'll have to rewind it. Happens to him all the time. It's all good, you know? It is all good. I am thankful that you're here, my dude. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for being here, of course. So thank you everybody for being here. All that good stuff. Does anybody have any comments or questions before I sign up out of here, guys? Anything at all? He's like, always do. Nice. You rock, Boba. I know I'm probably sitting there like butchering your name. It's like Baoba, Aba, or yeah. I'm just gonna call you Boba, Boba Miner. I can't pronounce your name. So thank you everybody for being here. Drop some FAs in the Chizity chat like my man Crypto Bedell is doing. Yo, we got John Jermaine dropping those FAs because you guys are rated F for freaking awesome. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Thank you everybody for being here. All that good stuff. If you guys got no other questions, certainly drop those FAs. And I will see you all in the morning. Or no, I won't be working out in the morning. Sorry. I will be working out on Friday. So I'm going to take tomorrow off. Today is only 3 workouts for this week on my new program. And I think I got more going on next week for working out. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and end it right here. Thank you very much. He's like, LOL. It's the name of a tree in Africa and Australia. Okay. You say that. Let's see. B-A-O-B-A. How do you pronounce that? Oh, that's a funky looking tree. Okay, that's a really cool looking tree. Bayou Baba or
Baobab.
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 Baobab. Okay. Baobab Miner. Okay. Baobab Miner. I figured it out. Baobab Miner. That is an unusual way of saying it. Baobab Miner. I will remember that, bro. I will remember that. Yep. Me being an American, bro. You can give me a name, I will mess it up. He's like, you got it right. Baobab. Baobab Miner. All right. I learned something new today. I got to pronounce a new word. Word of the day, Baobab. You have to now use that everywhere you go today, everybody. Baobab. F.A. Baobab. Oh my God. Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. Oh, that is awesome. Thank you everybody for here. for being here. We're all ridiculous. We need a pic of that tree. Oh, I still have it over here. Hold on here. We need a pic of this tree here. There you go. And bam. That, I believe, is Africa. That's a baobab tree in Africa. Let's see here. And then this is the, let's see, same tree with, this is in Australia with no leaves on it, of course. So there's your baobab tree. It's my avatar. I'm on a phone right now. Next time. Nice. So bam, there we go. We all learned something new today. This here is a baobab tree. This is a baobab tree with an elephant right next to it. For size comparison, that the baobab tree is giant. It's like, no, this is Africa. Well, the first one that I was showing, this one is Australia. This one specifically is Australia. This one's Africa. Yours is probably, I don't know if yours is Africa too. He's like, that huge trunk, little branches, just what the little ladies like. Oh, too funny. We are learning stuff here today. We have learned geographical locations of 2 trees. That is awesome. Thank you, everybody, for being here. You all rock. You guys are the reasons why I do this each and every day. If not for learning, at least we get to laugh together. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Hit the thumbs up. Make sure you hit that. Share this out on your favorite social media. Make sure that we reach out to more of you awesome people out there, fellas. Get more of you awesome people in here for my live streams. This way we can have more shenanigans going off the rails while we are learning things. So with that being said, everybody, peace out. Stay savage. May your watts be low, your hash be high. And if you want to have your rigs hosted at the Family Mine, coming up soon, guys, get into the Patreon, links down below, get into the Pseudo Hasher tier. This way you can secure your VIP entrance into the Family Mine. Yo, make it official today. Join now. Yo, just saying. You don't have to. But I would want you to join at least the Discord, free links down below. And with that being said, peace out. Stay savage.